Welcome to the Mr. Verzace Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Verzace himself, Rick Reeno. Joining me today, two of the top welterweights in the world, WBO world champion Brian Norman Jr., undefeated. On the other side, former two-division world champion, also undefeated, Devin Haney. I'm going to start with you first, Brian. When did you first become aware of Devin Haney? Whether first fight you saw, first time you started hearing his name?
It was a while back. I'm gonna say it was when he was still up and coming. I can't even give a direct fight, but it was a while back, like right a little while before the Lomachenko fight. I'm gonna say.
What were your early impressions of him?
No, actually, I liked him. You get what I'm saying? It was a lot of similarity between the father-son duo. I seen the work ethic. I seen everything about him, and I could do nothing but respect that.
And the same to you, Devin. When did you first start hearing Brian Norman's name?
Yeah. The first time that I heard about him was I heard about the sparring that he had with Bud Crawford, and he said that he did good. He said it was good competitive sparring. I first heard about him when he sparred Tank, and they said that it was good sparring. And then they said they talked about him sparring with Bud. He said that he did good as well. And then I seen him in the Top Rank gym one day when I was training, and so that was around the time when I.
What were your early impressions of him when you first saw one of his fights?
The first fight that I really seen was his last fight. That was a fight that I really paid attention to. But before that, I didn't really know too much about his fights. I didn't really watch his fights.
Now, I know with your last fight, there was a lot of criticism about the way you fought, the type of strategy that you utilized against Ramirez. And your dad has said this whole promotion, we're going to see a different Devin in this fight. The Devin that we've seen fight Lomachenko, the Devin that we saw pound Prograis, the Devin that we saw pound Kambosos. Mm-hmm. Is that the Devin that we're going to see, or is there going to be something different that we haven't seen?
I mean, every opponent is different. We prepare for everybody differently. The Ramirez fight was one fight. The Loma fight was one fight. The Regis fight was one fight. None of them, I fought them all the same. We study our opponents and we dissect them, and then we use their weaknesses to our advantages. So he just another opponent that that we've been training for and preparing to exploit his weaknesses.
And Brian, your dad has said we might see a different Devin, but he's going to revert to the Devin we saw in the last fight once he feels your punching power.
A lot of people don't fight me the same as they fight other guys because of that. Of course, the infamous Mike Tyson quote, everybody got to plan until they get punched in the mouth. And I seen that happen plenty of times before, but regardless, it's all about me being on my discipline, being on what I need to do. So regardless, I'm getting my hand raised at the end of the night.
And I know a lot has been made about speed versus power in this fight, but you've made it clear throughout the promotion yourself, you bring a lot more than power to the table, and you were looking pretty quick yesterday.
Sure, I was just going through the motions, but y'all keep trying me like I'm just a power puncher. Just because I get knockouts don't mean I'm just that. You get what I'm saying? So this is the perfect guy to show y'all that, no, this is more than just that.
Were you surprised when Devin moved up and said, I want Brian Norman as my welterweight world title fight?
Not necessarily speaking. I mean, we have seen in the past he haven't ducked or dodged anybody. He always make things happen. It was just moving up so soon. I will say, yeah, he just moved up to 140. I think just 2 fights or probably 1 fight or something. So I didn't think it would be that soon, but I wasn't surprised at all.
And Devin, you're one of those guys that's always in the pound-for-pound discussion. Is this one of those fights where you want to make a stamp on where you should be elevated or situated in that pound-for-pound discussion?
Yeah, I mean, I think that with the Ryan fight, I got knocked off the pound-for-pound list, or at least some people's list. But I think that this is the fight that will put me back on that list and put me high on that list because it just shows what type of fighter that I am. I'm fighting the best guy at 147. In my first fight, I didn't take any tune-ups or I didn't, look to find the easiest guy or to win a world title. I went and, faced the best guy, and that's just a pound-for-pound fighter. That's a pound-for-pound champion.
And was this a fight because of everything that happened in the Garcia fight where you wanted to show people, I'm not ducking or dodging anybody. I want the smoke. Give me the guy that they don't want to fight. You could have went for Barrios. You could have went for Rolly. You said, no, bring me the guy that people don't want to fight.
No, The Ryan fight had nothing to do with that. That's just the type of fighter that I am. I want to fight the best fighters in the world. I want to test myself. I want to show how good I really am, and I genuinely think that he's the best guy at 147. So, what better guy to fight than Brian Norman, the guy that I could take over the whole division in one fight.
Do you think this is the fight where you fully walk away from everything that happened in the Garcia fight? Like, get over that hump, because people still bring it up. Obviously, the rematch was supposed to happen. He got upset. It didn't happen. Is this the fight where you kind of like move past that?
Yeah, I mean, that's not my focus. My focus is Brian Norman. I could care less about a Ryan Garcia or a Ryan Garcia fight. All that's in the past. Right now, we're in the present, and I got a young, hungry lion, who's a champion, and I'm the challenger who I want to beat, and I want to become champion again. So that's my main focus.
Yeah. And Brian, if Devin wants, Devin could go on the move and stick and move, and you can't cry over spilled milk after the fight has happened. So I'm sure you and your camp, you've been preparing, cut off that ring, potentially stop that movement if you need to.
Most definitely. I mean, the ring is boxed in. It's a square circle. It's only so far you can go. So regardless, you can't back up forever.
And both of you guys have fought overseas, you in Australia, you in Japan. How has it been adjusting to Riyadh?
Yeah, I mean, this is not like you said, this is not the first time for me. It's not the first time for him. So, I'm a true professional. I got a lot of experience, so I knew what it took to get adjusted. And I got here, earlier than usual, earlier than most, to get acclimated and be ready for fight night.
And you, Brian?
It was actually kind of easy coming to adjust over here. Same thing in Japan. So as soon as I got off the flight, hit the gym, everything, schedule, how I feel and all that was on point off the rip.
Now, I know you're the kind of guy, I know your camp has said, you're not looking to the scorecards in this fight. Is your mental focus to end it in the distance?
Most definitely. I don't really, like I said before, I don't really trust the judges at all. We all know how the game of boxing be. People have favorites and people pick sides for some odd reason. So I know for a fact I can take the power in my own hand.
And I know, Devin, you're the kind of guy, based on the way your dad has taught you, you take it round by round.
Yeah, no, I mean, the most important thing for me to do is win. If a knockout comes for me, then of course, it would be great. But most importantly, I want to win. I want to become champion, and I want to be back, on the throne where I once was before.
And I want to jump into a different segment of the pod where it's kind of news and notes, where I go over some of the biggest topics that are going on right now in the sport and get you two gentlemen who are both experts in the game to give me your thoughts on it. Recently announced, Jake Paul is going to face former two-time heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua next month. He's shying away from Gervonta Tank Davis, who is a lightweight. What are your thoughts on that, Devin?
I mean, at the end of the day, I got to take my hat off to Jake, because he didn't have to fight AJ. He don't have to fight a guy like that. He could have kept fighting the type of guys that he was fighting, and making a lot of money, still making a big buzz in the sport of boxing and in the world. But he's fighting a guy who's battle tested, who's through the amateur ranks, through the pro ranks, who's a solidified champion. You got to give him his respect for that.
Some people think like he's putting his health at risk based on what happened to the last non-boxer that Anthony fought in Ngannou. Do you think he might be risking a little too much?
I mean, when you step in the ring, we're all putting our health at risk. Yeah. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. But like I said, you got to give him his respect for that, because he didn't have to fight a guy like AJ.
And what are your thoughts on that, Brian?
Sure, I can't do nothing but salute to him. Go out there and get y'all money. But to go from a guy like Tank, who's already dangerous, to a guy like Anthony Joshua, who's even worse. Shoot, salute to Jake, man. That boy, he got heart. He trying to prove himself. He always said how he was trying to prove himself. Everybody keep trying to say he's not a real fighter, as they say. But, I mean, he stepped into the ring. He actually caught a few bodies, so it sounds like he's fighting to me. But with this one right here, he got everything going against him. You got the bigger guy, IQ-wise, been through, if I ain't mistaken, I think he won a gold medal.
Yeah.
So, shoot, nothing but salute to you, brother.
And another hot topic coming up in January, two of the biggest names, two of the biggest talkers, Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez, two guys that you're very familiar with, Devin. How do you think that fight goes, and what do you see there?
Is that fight official yet?
By all accounts, it looks like it's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great fight for boxing. I'm excited to see that. Styles make fights. I think Shakur is just a more superior boxer. I think that Teo is athletic and he has skills, but I see Shakur winning.
You think Teo, to win a fight like that, would have to be a little bit more active? He seems like he likes to throw one punch at a time.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he could be athletic, but I think he would just have to be, it would have to be a method to his madness for sure. I don't think athletic would just win.
And how do you see it, Brian?
I would have to go with Shakur because of discipline. Looking at it at face value, of course, on Teofimo's side, he got all the looks to it. He got all the jazz. He got the speed, athleticism. He got all the flash or whatever. But Shakur, he seems very basic, but you can't hit him. He's always one step ahead of you, and for 12 rounds, he's going to be on point. And I've seen in the past where Teofimo, sometimes he may drift off from the game plan or drift off mentally. So I believe the mental battle is where Shakur Stevenson will win this fight.
Another fight announced just a couple of hours ago. Ryan Garcia fighting WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios in February. And division both of you guys are in. Devin, how do you see it?
Yeah, I don't really rate Mario Barrios. I see Ryan, becoming champion and beating him fairly easy.
I'm sure you're probably one of the guys who felt Pacquiao should have got the nod in the last fight.
Yeah, for sure.
And what about you, Brian?
Same thing. I feel like Ryan Garcia, he gonna do his thing. Ryan Garcia he's a situational fighter where he make things happen. Like of course he got the mean left hook, and then Mario Barrios, he doesn't have the fastest reaction time, I'm gonna say. So I feel like Ryan Garcia may catch it with something. Might be quite early, and then he may win that title.
Well, on your card, he was a significant favorite over Rolly. Some people even thought he was getting a gimme, and he got upset. So I would assume you rate Rolly higher than you would Barrios.
No, I wouldn't say that. I would just say, styles make fights. And
Okay.
Rolly went in there. He fought a good fight. He had a good game plan. He'd been in the ring with him before. So, he had an idea of what he was going to do, and he went in there and he executed it.
And to put on your matchmaker's hat for a minute, Terence Crawford coming off the biggest victory of his career, one of the biggest wins probably this year for any fighter. He's looking at, who he should fight next. Who would you, as a fan, would like to see him fight next?
I don't know,
50.
man.
He could probably go to 54. He could go to 60. He could stay at 68.
I think that he just, he beat the top dog just now. He accomplished so much in the sport of boxing. It's like, what more can he really accomplish? Of course, he can go down and fight, Janibek, and it would be good. It wouldn't be the biggest fight, but it would be, a good fight for the boxing peers. But I don't know. It's just it's not too much that Bud can keep proving. He's proven himself.
And what about you, Brian?
I feel like he done did it all, and I feel like the best way to end his story would be a Canelo fight, or to make it even better, just to close that book, Jermell Charlo. Go back down to 54 or 60 since Charlo has been in the ring for a while, and get that last final fight. That's his victory walk away party. Get what I'm saying? So either just let that thing go, let Canelo be your last one, or try to see if you can get Jermell.
And based on what you've seen, you don't see any reason for a Canelo rematch based on what happened.
Negative. Not at all. I don't even think the fight was close.
Same thing for you, Devin?
Nah, I agree.
This has been the Mr. Verzace Podcast. I want to thank Devin and Brian for joining me today for our first episode. Until next time, stay sharp.